Hi everyone, welcome to you all. So today in this video session, I am going to discuss about another set of interview questions and answers for manual testing. So if you guys have already seen my last set, that is set 1 interview question and answer, then absolutely fine. So now today I am going to discuss about the set 2 interview questions and answers. So if you guys are freshers or experience, doesn't matter, so you have to remember all of these questions for go to the any interview as a software tester. So let's start our today's topic, so that is set to interview questions and answer. So question 1, what do you mean by test case coverage? So test case coverage is a quality metric to represent the amount of testing completed for a product, and that amount should be in percentage. And also test case coverage is relevant for both functional and non-functional testing activities, and this metric is used to add missing test cases. So that's why we use the test case coverage. Okay, now question number 2, is it possible to achieve 100% testing coverage? Then how would you ensure it? So it is considered not possible to perform 100% testing of any product. So for that reason, we can follow the below step to come closer. So point number 1, set a hard limit on the following factors. So what are those factors? Number 1, percentage of test case passed, and then number 2, percentage of bug found. So that should be set a hard limit for that particular 2 points, percentage of test case passed and the number of bugs found. Then point number 2, set a red flag. So when we need to set a red flag? When the test budget is depleted, and point number 2, when the deadlines are breached. Then we have to, or we need to set a red flag. And then point number 3, set a green flag. When we need to set a green flag? When the entire functionality gets covered in test cases, number 1. And number 2, all the critical and major bug must have a closed status. That means everything has been working perfectly fine. That means we can put some green signal. Okay, so question is that, is it possible to achieve 100% testing coverage? No. For any product, there is not any kind of possible thing that we can perform 100% testing. So for that reason, how we can ensure that? So these are the 3 points that we need to say for any interview. Okay, now question 3, mention the different type of software testing. So what are the types of there in software testing? Now look this diagram. Okay, so types of software testing. First of all, there is 2 types for any software testing, that is manual testing and automation testing. And in that manual testing, 3 types are there. One is white box testing, another is black box testing, and third one is gray box testing. And for that black box testing, there is 2 types. One is functional testing and another is non-functional testing. And in the functional testing, there is unit testing, integration testing, system testing, acceptance testing, or we can say regression testing, retesting. So lots of testing are there for the functional testing. And in the non-functional testing, there is lots of testing also is there for the non-functional testing, that is performance testing, usability testing, compatibility testing, security testing. So lots of testing are there for the non-functional testing. And now now there is 2 parts is there for the integration testing, that is incremental testing and another is non-incremental testing. And incremental testing has 2 types. One is top-down approach and second one is bottom-up approach. Now go to the non-functional testing part, that is performance testing. So there are lots of types are there for performance testing, like load testing, stress testing, scalability testing, stability testing, soak testing, etc, etc. So lots of testing are there for that performance testing. So basically, if you also seen some lots of another tutorial or another PDF, so there is some different kinds of software testings are there, testing types are there. Okay, so as per your choice, what you will follow, but my choice, my follow, or I am referring these types of software testing flow. Okay, so please read it very carefully or please note it down. Maximum interview can ask you that can you please tell me the types of software testing or how many types are there for software testing? Then you need to answer like this way. Okay, so it's very clear for you guys. Now go to another question. So now question number 4. What is agile testing and why agile testing is important? So basically, agile testing is a software testing process that evaluates software from the customer point of view, and it is favorable as it doesn't require the development team to complete coding for starting QA. So instead, both coding and testing go hand in hand. However, it may require continuous customer interaction. That means, in a simple term, in the agile testing, both development and testing will parallelly run. Okay, so this is the agile testing, and for the agile testing, important. That's why the agile testing is important, because in the it's favorable, or because it is important that it doesn't require the development team to complete coding for starting QA. So instead of both coding and testing go hand in hand. However, agile testing may require continuous customer interaction. Now, question number 5. What is the purpose of end-to-end testing? So end-to-end testing means from the starting node to go to the ending node, and we have to check each and every node, and we have to make sure that our software application is working perfectly fine. So end-to-end testing is a testing strategy to execute tests that cover every possible flow of an application from its start to finish. The objective of performing end-to-end tests is to discover the software dependencies and to assert that the correct input is getting passed between the various modules and subsystems. Now let's give you some very common example. That is, there is some application or some pages there, and in that page some email field is there, some password field is there, and there is one sign up button. Now let's give an example. So enter blank email and password, then 2, enter valid email and password, then 3, enter invalid email and password, and 4, click on sign up button. That means you can use end-to-end testing to verify that all these actions work as per user might expect. So that is called as a end-to-end testing. Now, question number 6. How do you test a product if the requirements are yet to be freezed? How do you test a product if the requirements are yet to be freezed? So if the product, or if the requirement, or if the required specifications are not available for a product, then a test plan can be created based on the assumption made about the product. But we should get all assumptions well documented in the test plan. Okay, so if the requirements are yet to freeze, then if the required specifications are not available for a product, then a test plan can be created based on your assumption and made about the product. So but we should get all the assumption well documented in the test plan. Now question number 7. How will you overcome the challenges faced due to the unavailability of proper documentation for testing? If there is no documentation for your testing, that what kinds of challenges you faced, or how we can overcome the challenges? So if standard documents like the system requirement specification or SRS or feature description documents are not available, then QA may have to rely on the following references. So what are the following references? That is, we need to follow the screenshot or a previous version of the application. What was the last version of the application? We need to go through that. And the third one is the wireframes. Now another reliable way is to have discussions with the developer and the business analyst or you can discuss with the project manager or QA manager. So it helps in solving the doubts, and it opens a channel for bringing the clarity on the requirements. Also, the email exchange could be useful as a testing references. Okay, so these are the possible way. So if there is no documentations are there, okay, so we can follow these kinds of things. Now that is the screenshot and the previous version of the application and the wireframes. And also we need to discuss with the developer or the BA or business analyst or the project manager. So if we do like that way, so it helps the solving the doubts, and also it's open a channel for bringing the clarity on the requirements. And also email exchange could be a useful as a testing references. And sometimes mock testing is yet another option that would help verify the main functionality of the application. So it would reveal some very basic bug in the application. If none of these work, then we can just test the application from our previous experience. Got it? So we need to follow. And also, guys, this is one of the biggest interview question. Biggest interview question. So make sure you can read it very carefully and you can memorize it in your interview, at the time of your interview. Okay, now question number 8. What is the difference between retesting and regression testing? So we perform. So if you guys see my, I think you have visit my channel and you have also see my regression testing and retesting video very carefully. So my suggestion is that please go to my regression testing or retesting, or difference between regression testing and retesting video. There is 3 videos that there for you guys in very detail. So please see my this video and then see that what is the difference for retesting and regression testing. So basically we perform the retesting to verify the defect fixes, but regression testing assures that the bug fix doesn't break other part of application. Now second point is that regression testing test cases verify the functionality of some or all modules, and also regression testing ensure the re-execution of the past test cases, whereas retesting involve the executions of the test cases that are in failed state. That means we use regression testing for the past test cases and we use retesting for the failed test cases. And remember one thing, that retesting has a higher priority over regression testing, but in some cases both get executed in parallel. Okay, so in my regression testing and retesting videos, there is a lots of points are there. You can check it from that regression testing and retesting, or regression testing versus retesting video. Now coming to the question number 9. What are the key challenges you faced in software testing? Also, this is one of the biggest interview questions. So what are the key challenges we faced? First point is that the lack of availability of standard documents to understand the application. Sometimes there is some unavailability is there for the documentation. So there is maybe no documentation is there, or maybe the documentation is there but it is not clearly understandable. So that's why point number 1 is the lack of availability of standard documents to understand the application. Now point number 2, lack of skilled tester. Okay, now point number 3, understanding the requirements means the tester require good listening and understanding capabilities to be able to communicate with the customer the application or the application requirements. And point number 4, the decision making ability to analyze when to stop the testing. So if you do not take any decision making that when we need to stop the testing, then it's a problem. So that's why the decision making ability should be present. Okay, and point number 5, ability to work under time constraint. Okay, so always we have to maintain some time frame. And point number 6, ability to decide which test to execute first and which test to execute last. Suppose there are 10 test cases there, and on that 10 test cases, 5 are high priority and 5 are low priority. So we need to decide that we have to present some decision making, or we have to decide something like that, which one we go for first test. Obviously, we know that which priority is high, that should be test first. So that's why ability to decide which test to execute first. And then last one is that testing the entire application using an optimized number of test cases. Okay, so these are the key challenges we faced in software testing. So as per my point of view, I faced this type of points. So maybe in your case there is some lots of points should be there. So as per your case or as per your choice, you can answer it. Okay, now question number 10. Now question number 10. What do you understand by STLC? That means software testing life cycle. So what is STLC? So STLC processes the test executions in a planned and systematic manner. So in the STLC model, many activities occur to improve the quality of the product. Okay, so there are 6 steps are there for any STLC model. Like first one is the requirement analysis, second one is the test planning, third one is the test case development, fourth one is that environment setup, fifth one is the test execution, and sixth one is the test cycle closure. So if you guys are new in my channel, please see my STLC's video. So there is lots of things I have discussed in a very detailed way. Okay, so basically these are the STLC phases: requirement analysis, test planning, test case development, environment setup, test execution, and test cycle closure. Okay, so these are the 10 top interview questions. So please read this question very carefully because it's a very important for your interview purpose. If you guys have any doubt, please comment me. If you guys like my video, one thumbs up, share this channel or share this video to your nearest friends, and subscribe my channel EduPaat and stay with me. So see you in the next videos with another set of interview questions and answers. Thank you.